All right, welcome to the Canary in the Cage podcast. I'm Ron Morgan, my co-host
Dave Havlicek.
We are here to entertain you, educate you, and hopefully make you laugh. So, what the hell's going on in this world today?
Oh, we got a lot of fiery stuff going on in the Senate.
Yes, we do, but we'll get to that in a few minutes. So, with Trump being in office, and he is coming in swinging a chainsaw, which I love.
So far.
No, yeah, I know. He's done more, though, in his first 8 days, 9 days, than most presidents do in a whole lifetime.
That's wild. I never would have expected that from anyone.
So, but with Trump being in office now, and I'm kind of digging the way he's going, I took some time to reflect on Biden.
Okay.
And the guy might have been a genius.
Yeah, why is that?
I've never seen one person encompass all three stooges into one body. I mean...
there were actually like 5 stooges, weren't there?
Well, no. But
which 3 are you talking about?
Well, so all 5 did slapstick. So it's all different versions of slapstick comedy.
Sure.
You know, some were the aggressor, some were the...
Right.
Yeah, but he's been able to... Because, you got Curly Joe and Shemp. And Shemp and Curly Joe. No, because there were some relatives in there too. And Larry Moe and Curly and Curly Joe were family members. I believe they were related.
Okay, I
guess I should don't believe me. I guess I might.
I don't know that much about it really.
But it's slapstick comedy. But they all do their own version of slapstick. And that son of a bitch Biden killed them all. No, I mean, come on. Falling upstairs, falling downstairs, shitting his pants.
You know what we got to do is take a compilation of all that and like put the cartoon sounds on it. Like, why has nobody done that yet? I haven't seen that.
I've seen the videos of like all the bullshit that he did, but not to...
With the cartoon sounds.
Yeah. And actually, if we're going to do that, we have to do... Oh, what is the name of that sound? I used to have it as a ringtone. I've come up. It's the cartoon running.
Oh, I don't know the name of the sound, but
no, but there's a name to it. I actually had to look it up because they put it as a ringtone. It's you run, but then you slide, and then the frying pan sound. So that was my ringtone for a while. And actually, I was in a meeting when that happened. And I'm like, whatever, deal with it.
Well, we have the soundboard here. Too bad we didn't program that to do that. That would have been fun.
Oh, well, I think we can.
I know we have this one. We have the rim shot.
Is that the rim shot there?
Yeah, the D. I don't know what the other... The one of them is jazz, and then I don't know what the other two are.
They're programmable. That might be a good one. That is my favorite. The cartoon running is my favorite sound because it was used in multiple comics. Like Fred Flintstone did it.
Yeah, they all... I mean, it was kind of... Not...
It was Hanna-Barbera's running sound. So
I thought Looney Tunes used it too, didn't they? Maybe they... I don't know. Maybe they didn't.
I don't know. I just with... copyright laws and all that other bullshit.
Well, back then it was a lot more free, you know, like people didn't attack each other about that shit.
Oh, I wasn't going to bring this up, so I have no real information on this, but there was a lady in New Zealand who ordered a sandwich at a sandwich shop, and as she was eating it, she bit into something hard that was an orange, like, plastic thing. She bit into it. She's like, what? And then she opened it up, and she started recording, and it was a knife. Someone wrapped the knife up. But mind you, she's in New Zealand. So all the Americans were like, sue! You can sue! You can become a millionaire! And her response was, I don't want to sue and get the lady in trouble. I didn't hurt. I'm not hurt. You know? I'm like, that's pretty much a good definition of how we are versus how some other countries
I'm surprised they didn't come and arrest her for having a knife. I mean, in New Zealand, like...
That is true. So, we have... Senate hearings, mind you, I'm a bit behind, so I'm doing RFKJ.
Okay.
I heard that today. Because RFK Jr. J, yeah, it's all there. Him and Bernie Sanders went to lock horns a little bit, and Bernie Sanders did not come out the victor.
No, he did not.
No, so this is my interpretation of Bernie Sanders. Sir, you create a company that sells onesies. You must stop selling those onesies. Well, sir, I don't run that company anymore. I resigned from... No, it's my mission in life to stop the sale of onesies. Unless you're going to make them in my size. So that's my interpretation of Bernie Sanders.
Did you see the quote where he said... do you promise to negotiate something or other, like Medicare prices?
Yeah.
And RFK starts answering, well, Trump has said he wants to negotiate, and then Bernie cuts him off and says, well, negotiate's a big word, though. And RFK's like, it's the word you literally just used.
Like I can't do any interpretations of anybody except Bernie Sanders, because it's you got to bring your shoulders up and just talk like this. So Bernie Sanders, Robert RFKJ fucking nailed his ass. He's like, it's something about taking donations.
Yeah.
And Robert RFKJ goes, well, you are the number one senator taking the most money from the. From Big Pharma.
Yeah.
I did not take money from Big Pharma. And he kept trying to talk over RFKJ, and he goes, no, you took 1.5 million, blah, blah, blah. He just kept talking, and we're not going to, this is not up for discussion now.
Here's what I don't understand. Like, are these Democrats trying to get these guys confirmed? Because, like, by sending the most extreme retard people, like Senator Warren and Bernie Sanders, and like, you're making the Republican rhinos be like, oh, maybe I like these guys. So
that there's a saying that the shot heard around the world.
Yeah.
I actually forget what war they were referencing. I forgot. I mean, it's not a big deal. But this is like the mass exodus of the Democrat Party heard around the world. It's like they're going to be stuck with their trans people, their blue-haired people. That's the young people that dye their hair blue, not old people. I don't want old people harassing me.
So this is like kind of change the subject a little bit. This is our chance as libertarians to just fucking take over.
Oh, what?
Take over anything.
So we're gonna
anything, whatever we can.
So I picture this: we're holding the line. And Chase Oliver's got the sword up.
No, not Chase Oliver.
We're following Chase Oliver.
Not Chase Oliver.
Well, but he's our head of our party.
I don't give it. No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
We will not have this discussion.
Angela McArdle is the...
Did she just bail ship? She's like, fuck the libertarians. I'm going to get paid in the Republican Party.
That's taking something over. What are you talking about?
What is she talking?
That's literally what I just said. Dude. It's our chance to take over.
Okay, she even realized the Libertarian Party is not what it used to be.
That is not what she did at all. You are retarded.
She also proved that we are the farm team to the Republican Party.
You are literally retarded.
So, okay, let me give you, because we are
literally retarded.
So, every time you do the retarded and stupid line, let me give you an analogy of what I think was going on here. So, imagine us, don't interject, because I know what you're going to say, and it's like, you and I are in a gunfight, okay? And you run out of ammo, and you start throwing all your guns at me. This is when I look at that, the retarded word, the stupid word. That's you just like it's
when you say something that's so goddamn retarded that you obviously didn't think about for 5 seconds.
Okay.
It's like you have this knee-jerk reaction that you have to be right, that you don't think, you just throw shit at the wall and think it's going to stick somewhere. So that's when I call you retarded.
Is she a libertarian?
Yes.
Is she on the libertarian chair?
Not anymore. She just resigned.
Oh, and she went to where?
Allegedly, she's joining the Trump campaign.
There's a few other rumors out there. I'm not getting into those. But even she bailed on the libertarians.
No, she did not.
You
don't understand what she's doing.
Hold on. There's a master plan here.
Yes, there is.
But in your mind, nobody can have a master plan.
No, that's not what I said.
Stupid.
That's not what I said. I said the vast majority of people are stupid and can't make plans.
Okay,
and there are people that can, and those are the people we need on our side.
So let's walk this down the road a little bit. She leaves her chair at the Libertarian Party.
Right.
And she goes to work for the Republican Party. Okay. Not saying that's what happened, but that is one of the rumors. One of the rumors.
Right.
Is she going to be a Republican or Libertarian?
She's going to be... Well, okay, when you say those words, what is those words? Is she going to be a member of a party, or is she going to be a philosophy? Like, are you talking philosophy or party? Because it's not the same thing.
Have we ever talked philosophy on this podcast?
Yes!
Okay.
Ron Paul was a member of the Republican Party.
Yes.
But he's a libertarian.
Okay.
There's no question about it.
I think Ron Paul is amazing. I love listening to him talk. But the reality is, he did not progress the libertarian movement.
He's a libertarian. And yes, he did. That's such bullshit.
We can have. It's not worth this arguing on the show.
The stuff that you're saying Trump is so great.
Didn't we have this conversation like 2 weeks ago? And I said Ron Paul saying he's a libertarian is like a vegan eating a fake hot dog.
No.
Or wearing pleather.
No.
Oh, no, it is because.
No, it's not.
Run as a libertarian.
Dude, here's the retarded shit again. Here's the retarded shit again. Libertarian means advancing liberty. It doesn't mean you have an L next to your fucking name. I don't care what your fucking label is. I don't care what the government says on your fucking form is. I care what your philosophy is, how you act, what you're promoting. Ron Paul is a libertarian. And all the things that you're liking Donald Trump about, Ron Paul was saying 20, 30, 40 fucking years ago.
Yes.
That's why he's a libertarian.
As a Republican.
No, when he was in the Libertarian Party, too.
How does that... Okay, so Ron Paul right now, how does he progress the libertarian movement, for the libertarian political party
He's
movement?
done his job. He's done. He's old and like ready to croak.
Okay,
Let him have his fucking final golden years.
In the history books, it's going to say Ron Paul and it's going to say Republican.
I don't care.
No, okay. I don't know. So why did you run for office the last time as a libertarian?
What? What's the question?
You ran for office,
yes.
Correct? Why did you run for office?
To help the party.
Help the party how?
What do you mean? To get... well, for one thing, we need to retain ballot access so we can keep running in the future.
True.
And the other thing is to just keep that flame alive so that we can get the word out.
Yeah, keep the movement going. So if you go up to the major, if you get called up to the Republican Party, and you're now running as a Republican, there's an R next to your name, not an L.
So
how is that helping the Libertarian Party?
I don't care about the party. I don't care about the party. I care about liberty.
Okay.
You have this bizarre fucking... Okay. Here's the thing. You are acting exactly like the Chase Oliver fans. If you go on X and follow their accounts, which I don't, I muted a lot of them.
But so you have detailed knowledge of them.
Because I was following them before the convention.
Oh, okay. Wait, what?
Yeah.
You followed them before the convention?
Yeah.
So you knew what Chase Oliver was?
They weren't talking about that. You're changing the subject.
Okay, that's fine. No,
you're changing the subject.
No, I didn't.
If you listen to them on Twitter... They all have the same obsession as you with the party. Like, they will literally set liberty on fire. They will literally throw people in concentration camps if there's an L next to the fucking name. They're that fucking retarded.
So stand and fight for the L.
No, I don't care about the L. I care about liberty. I care about real things in the real world.
So now, when I say what I'm going to say Ron Paul was... I forgot the word. He was the Saint alone in this situation. Most people are going to fold to the pressure of the Republican Party.
Okay,
so any libertarians that switch over, they're going to fold.
You think I'm going to fold?
Do you think the Republican Party's going to knock on your door?
Of course they're not. But you gave the example that they did.
No, I'm actually referring to Angela at this point. I actually thought you were smart enough to figure that out.
No, you said me. You pointed at me and said if they call you.
No, I'll get crayons. We'll put a board back here.
If you pointed at me and said if they call me.
No. I said, no, I was...
Yes, you did. It's on tape. We're going to fucking roll it back.
That's right. The new Monero challenge. What did Ron say? Because I don't fucking know what I said. But the reality is, it's to me... It's about progressing the Libertarian Party.
Fuck the party.
The Republican Party will fucking destroy any libertarian that switches over.
No, they won't.
Okay, so let's watch it. Let's watch Angela, see how she does.
Dude, like, you are nuts. They haven't destroyed Trump.
Well, Trump, okay.
Trump is destroying them. He kicked out the rhinos, except for the last few fucking McArdle and these other idiots.
A couple times in a lifetime, people come forth, and yes, he is one of them.
That's what we're trying to do.
He is not. He has no direct connection to the Libertarian Party.
Yeah, actually, he does.
He spoke at our convention.
No. See, you don't. No, I didn't. Well, I booed him when he said stupid shit. That's fair. No. Angela's last act as chair was to give Donald Trump a lifetime membership to the Libertarian Party. Now, I don't know if he accepted it or not.
Did he accept it? Like
I don't know if he's allowed.
You have a card. Do you want to accept it? No. Yeah,
I don't know if he's allowed to accept it. Well, I don't think because he's a Republican.
Right,
I don't think he's allowed. But she did.
Because the Republicans wouldn't allow it.
They don't have any control over him.
They have rules.
What's they going to do? Kick him out of fucking president? He's already the president.
Okay, so he's going to go ahead and sign up with the Libertarian Party.
What are they going to do to him? He's already a lame duck president. He can't run again.
Yeah, but he ain't lame duck.
You know what I mean by the word.
Because it's really funny. That term is being redefined or argued about right now. Because he is getting shit done. He is forcing
people. And there's nothing they can do about it. He can say, I'm a libertarian now. He can say that. I mean, that's what
Why would he want to?
Well, if he wants to get rid of the income tax, that's fucking libertarianism.
No, the shit he's doing is very libertarian.
Some of it. Most of it. I'll be fair. Most of it.
Okay, so I was going to get this later. So Trump came out today and gave a speech about the horrific plane crash last night, and it's but
which one? The one over DC?
There was a second plane crash last night?
There was an F-30... Well, yeah, there was an F-30... It wasn't a passenger...
2 days ago, a Boeing had to do a belly landing.
No, there was an F-35 in Alaska.
Oh, but I think was that yesterday or the day before?
I don't remember.
But honestly, if I say the plane crash last night,
well, yeah,
everybody but you goes, oh, yeah, it was horrific. But you're like, well, technically, there was an F-35 where the pilot ejected, and... it's just spun to the ground, and we saw.
I don't know which crash you're talking about.
Everybody else does, so we'll just ignore Dave right now.
Good for them.
He came out and he presented the facts that he knew. I'm not saying he gave every fact up because as president he's got to hold something back, but he is it the military's problem? Is it FAA? It's definitely not the plane. And people are like, even a coworker goes, "Oh, Trump is out there blaming the military," and this. I go, "No. Why you're upset is Trump is out there telling the truth and actually answering questions."
Yeah.
And you're freaked out because you've never seen a politician do that before. And I give him credit for that because my example is, if you want to talk about presidents giving information out, now that plane crash was last night. Dude, Trump was on X just going kind of crazy like he does. And then this morning he came out and he just, the speech was good. It was a little, there were some weird bumps in there, but what are you going to do? But with the other administration, all they would do is come out and go, well, the FBI is looking into it. We'll get back to you. So my question is, the Francis Key Bridge, the investigation with the FBI.
Yeah.
Did we ever hear anything about that?
I thought they did, but it kind of got buried, like on page 3. I didn't really read.
So they
the article.
They didn't really do anything. Yeah. Okay. And then the drones. Oh, the drones.
They gave us the answer to that.
Did you hear that answer?
I heard the answer was it was just FAA approved.
Right.
I don't know if they got into the details.
No, that's all they said. But I'm like, well, that would have been easy for Biden to say, but yet he didn't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Trump's lying. He may be being misled, or maybe it was just FAA guys out having drone wars.
So I don't know if you guys heard that alarm, but that means it's time to do the Monero challenge.
Monero challenge, really? Oh, we got to spin the wheel?
Yes.
All right, let's get to the wheel. Here we go. All right, it's time to spin the wheel to win Monero.
Yes, it is. So, last week we had the challenge, give us our IP address from our website, and we had 6 people do that.
Oh, they actually got it.
6 people got it. Well, that was a relatively easy one.
Yeah, but nobody can hack the IRS and delete. Fuck. We got your IP address. Good. Great.
All right.
Awesome.
So, first name, almagest. ALMA.
ALMA.
GEST.
GEST.
Okay. Next name, Ayn. AYN. Then we got a new one, inkstain. INK.
Inkstain. You got to ask that guy what that means.
I'm going to actually do that because I don't know. I've known him for several years.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. I worked with him at the payday loan company.
Oh, so he's a predatory lender as well. Okay, it wanted to correct it to inkstand.
Oh, that's weird.
But I got it.
Okay, next is OliverChase with a capital O. And next we got capital R, capital N. He's the one that designed our stickers. So get those stickers, guys. They're going fast. We just sent some out to Washington, D.C. to one Thomas Massey.
Well, yeah, but are we harassing him, or are we actually?
The letter's in the mail. Okay, nothing I can do. It's gone.
The government did it. We just put it in a box, and it got to D.C.
Okay, and last but not least, this is from the YouTube comments. Since we started telling people now more.
So we have a YouTuber that left a comment. Was it negative?
No, it was good. It was how do I solve the challenge? Like, where do I submit the answer? And
I've never seen a positive comment on YouTube before.
Well, there you go.
What do you got?
So this is Scandi Tiger 88, and that's going to be a capital S. SCANDI.
Wait, I think I messed up. Capital S.
CANDI. Tiger 88.
That's ER, right?
ER, yeah.
E and A.
I sure hope you were born in 1988, because otherwise using that number is a big no-no.
It is not. I was graduating high school in 88. I can legit use 88. 8.
Talk to Elon Musk about it. Anyway, let's spin the wheel.
All right, what do we got going on here?
Don't fuck up the button this time, please.
Here we go.
He fucked it up again! You got to hit it soft, not hard. Like you're pounding it.
Kind of like I would do to you.
Oh, Scandy Tiger 88, the new guy.
Hey,
from
all right.
YouTube.
From YouTube.
We're already getting dividends.
Still shocked we're on YouTube.
All right, Scandy Tiger. Like I mentioned, you have to contact us. We will not be telling you that you won other than right here and now.
Yep, we are going to hide from you the best we can.
You have until the next week's episode is uploaded.
All right, try and find us, dude. All right, Scandy Tiger, you got the Monero, but you got to track us down.
That's
We're
right.
not coming to you.
And before we move on, we're going to do this week's challenge. So we have a guest later today, and the challenge is you have to go to one of his websites that he mentions, and there will be on the result or the show page, and just quote some of the text on any of those pages, and just give me enough to go on that I can verify it.
That you actually watch.
And there you go.
That is, I like that. Kind of people, making sure people watch the show.
Exactly.
So
and visit our guests.
So yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. We want to support our guest. So now we got get back to the Senate challenge. The senators. What is Pocahontas? What's her real name again?
Warren.
Warren. But yeah. We just found out who her daddy is. We found out who's paying her bills.
Didn't we know that already?
I mean, we could all presume, but man, is she shilling for the fucking big pharma?
Oh, of course.
Man, I'm looking at this, and it's not just her. This other one's doing it too. I'm like, do you guys realize you're being recorded, and you're are you sticking up for Americans? Okay, yeah, you are, but only the ones who work for big pharma. What about the rest of us? Sitting here at all, I'm like, how dumb are you guys?
They're still living in like the late 80s where this was on C-SPAN at 4 a.m. and nobody watched it.
Man,
and it's just
the more these talks go on, John Fetterman was right.
Yeah.
We do not send our best and brightest to D.C.
Nope.
Now, is he one of them? Is that right?
Yes, he is. And I think he knows it, and he's happy with that.
Yeah. He's like, I got 6 years. I guarantee he ain't going to run again. Well, maybe he will as a Republican. That dude might be switching over.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, if he was a true blue-collar worker, I could honestly say I believe he would switch over. I just don't know if he is. I don't know what his career was prior to being...
I know he was a mayor.
He's a mayor?
Yeah, he was a mayor.
Of the dog park?
No, some town in Pennsylvania, and he got in trouble.
Oh, did he shoot somebody, or there was a gun issue with him?
I don't think that was it. I think it was just he was kind of being a dick about parking spots, like having civilian cars towed or some shit like that. I don't remember specifically.
So we don't know the full story, but I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna make a statement right now that no matter how bad he was as the mayor, he's better than Karen Bass.
Or Brendan Johnson. How about that one? Holy fuck, this guy, man. Yeah. Did you see the news today about him?
Oh, no, there's actually news about him?
Dude, the FBI raided his offices or something, and, he has a gift room that, he didn't let them in. I don't know how he had authority to not let... Maybe it wasn't a raid or something. It was, a consensual... run through or something. I don't know the details because I didn't. Again, I just read the headlines. I don't read the fucking article. But he has a room where his bribes go, and it's just like a big Scrooge McDuck treasure room.
Scrooge McDuck.
He literally called it his gift room. What the fuck?
Chicago. What the fuck is going on? Man, I'm not even getting into it. No, but Karen Bass came out today, and she wants... I'm just trying to get the proper wordage here. I don't want to watch the fucking speech again, but when they rebuild the Palisades in a more equitable and environmentally stable, sustainable way.
Yeah, which means they won't rebuild it at all.
So, is that California 2.0 she's talking about?
What does that mean?
Is that black... Well, that's what Newsom's been saying. The fire started, it was this big.
Yeah.
And there was 3 of them that were this big.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got to play for California 2.0. Well, dude, it's just some trees or some bushes. But you got a plan to rebuild California? So, yeah. So that just tells me that they're going to let BlackRock take over.
I've also heard California is threatening to secede.
See you later.
Goodbye.
No, actually, my favorite one is, bye.
Yeah.
It's a Tombstone thing, but movie Tombstone, not an actual Tombstone thing.
I know.
The Democrat Party would never let it happen. A Democrat will never win presidency ever again without California.
True. So I mean, they have no choice. They have no say over it.
Well, bye.
Yeah, get out.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on. We got to buy some more wall. No, I used to do a joke. I think I said it on the podcast before. I don't mind a wall if it starts in Texas and ends in Oregon. On the Oregon coast. Block them out. We're done with them. Keep your fucking Hollywood pedophiles. Oh, so did you see the thing I posted? This is actually, it's just funny to me. Okay, I went all crazy, it looks like. So they made Mel Gibson the ambassador to Hollywood, and it's his job now to root out the pedophiles. So I put only if Danny Glover is his partner. And then I go, well, I was going to go like make a meme of them, and I Googled like Lethal Weapon. Yeah. Lethal Weapon 5 is an actual thing.
Oh, yeah, of course.
No, they're all old and shit.
Of course.
So this should turn into like going off the pedophiles. So apparently Lethal 5 is, we got a fifth Lethal Weapon coming out.
I'm too old for this shit.
I'll still watch it. Oh, and then we got okay, so let's address the illegals working in this country. Okay. One, all the ones so far we're deporting are not the farm workers.
Right. It's all been criminal so far, which that's well,
criminal is you cross the border. No, you're a criminal.
No, that's bullshit.
That's fine. That's fine.
Crime is a victim.
Okay, so these, I'm believing this is going to go probably late millennial or early Gen Z. They're like, what? We have to pick our own vegetables? This is going to skyrocket the price of stuff. I'm like, oh, you got to mow your own lawn? You got to pick your own vegetables? You got to clean your own house? Really? And you're okay with a company taking advantage of an illegal by underpaying them so you don't have to do any of that stuff yourself?
See, like, the thing is, if we didn't have all these government interventions, right?
Fair enough.
A lot of those jobs would still pay less, but all the things in our life would cost less.
Right.
And there wouldn't be such a thing as illegals, so whoever did that job would be whoever was the best. Like, it would probably be a teenager, right? Yeah. When we were young, right, you would have kids come over and mow the lawn for $5.
Yeah.
Or they have paper routes. Or something that you don't see anymore when you go to the movies is an usher.
Yeah.
There's no such thing anymore.
Yeah.
Full service gas doesn't exist anymore.
Actually, no. Well, in Oregon it does.
Because they force you.
Yeah, in New Jersey it does.
Well, one of them stopped.
I believe it was Oregon. But even here, like the gas station down the street, they'll pump your gas for you. But you're right. One off does not make it anomaly. It does not make it
right.
You're wrong.
No, but all these jobs would come back, and then there'd be all these other new jobs because people don't want to do this shit, but they don't want to pay minimum wage to do it either.
So if we break that down into different, and I don't want to get into the full detail here, but the reality is, let's go to the construction site.
Yeah.
We need to keep hiring Americans at construction sites. But they don't do that anymore. No.
I don't care what side of the line you're born on.
Okay.
Why it doesn't matter?
Because we need people to know how to build houses.
That's a better way to say it. So
but you need to learn. But you start as a laborer, like I did, picking up cuts of 2x4, toss them in and then I
being born on a different side of a line doesn't change that.
You pick up those 2x4s really well. Why don't you try putting a piece of a nail through 2x4s to see if you can build a wall? Okay. So then I learned to build a wall. Then I learned to build trusses and floorings and joists.
But being born in America has nothing to do with that.
It's because if you're illegal, they will underpay you. And they will.
That's what I said. You have to get rid of all these fucking different.
The whole of workers gets filled because they can abuse the illegals.
Right.
My problem with this is we abuse illegals, and that's fucking wrong. So you can go one side of the line. So if you're on this side of the line, you don't get abused. If you're on this side, you get abused.
But I'm not talking about abuse. I'm talking about get rid of the unfair regulations that allow that situation to develop.
No, I agree. I mean, Ron Paul just said, let's just get our country back to start again. We won't care who's here.
Exactly.
And I've always honored that. Well, I honored that up until 2020 when Biden's like, hey, the borders are open. Come on in. I'm like, no.
So we don't want to be telling people this and that. Yeah. We don't want to be encouraging. We don't want to be giving welfare. We just want to say, here's a job. Whoever wants to do it, get your ass over here and do it. So
yeah, and to prove my point is I had a meeting yesterday with He's Mexican, but he's born. I think he was born here, but he's one of the bigger house framers in town.
Okay.
And he wants to start a cleaning company, like a porter service for his daughter. So I met with him, and I'm like, well, this is, I kind of give him my advice and stuff like this. And then the conversation came up. I'm like, well, you do realize that when ICE comes to Vegas, shit might change. And they're like, yeah, we're kind of looking at. And I go because I don't know if the videos are true in Texas.
Yeah.
Where all the construction sites, the Mexicans just aren't showing up.
I saw that.
Or you can watch the video where they're hiding,
right.
Which is fucking hysterical. They're like in flexible ductwork connected to the wall. And then there's a guy that has they're knocking on his door. They're like, sir, are you an American? Yes, I am. He's talking Spanish. And they're talking. He's like, say this word. Say this word. How many points you scored in a football thing? 6.
God.
Okay, say Walmart. Say Walmart. And they kick the door in.
Dude,
It's
don't talk to cops. I don't care if you're legal, illegal, whatever the fuck. Don't talk to cops.
Well, this is more of tongue in cheek. But so when I told the people, I go, hey, if ICE does show up in Vegas, just tell your Mexicans that are working for you, start blaring country music. And have them getting into it a little bit. Cut the Mexican music, get country music going. Yeah. ICE will drive right by you guys. So, enough of that. Unless you got something else on the immigrant thing.
I mean, yeah.
So I posted a meme that somebody made, and it's from Without Papers Pizza. Sure. Okay. I don't know if he made the meme, but whoever made it, God bless you. Because they're going after Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, fuck those guys. I never liked their music anyway.
I like their ambiance. I like their feel back in the 90s. And it made it look like they were really something. People, they're going to affect change. We're going to make change happen. And then they got old and COVID kicked in. They're like, oh no, Max and Vaxxed and boosted, and we don't want you. We're now working further. We are now the machine.
Yeah.
So fuck you, Rage. I'm done with you guys. You guys showed your true colors. You were fucking what's that word? I can't think of it. Yeah. You're basic bitches the entire time.
They're one of the rare instances where they make shitty music and they have shitty opinions. Because I always find like when I find an artist or musician that has good opinions, I'm like, man, that guy sucks though. I can't listen.
They were a bit poppy. I mean, back in the 90s, I didn't really get into like knowing the difference between poppy and not poppy and like. Whatever. I just enjoyed music, but the older I get, I'm like, that was fucking pop music. And at this point, they were pop.
Yeah. Corporate, post-punk.
Yeah. And then J.D. Vance started a trend of, I don't really care, Margaret. It like literally started trending. And it was just him talking to a reporter and just asking stupid questions. Did you watch any of the stuff I posted?
I scrolled past it.
Did you see the Donald Duck thing?
I didn't watch the cartoon, no.
So
I remember seeing that a long time ago.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah. So I didn't know this. Disney was like apparently working with the government, and they said it's
propaganda.
So patriotic to pay taxes.
Oh, of course.
I will disagree with that right now.
Did you know that there's a banned Donald Duck episode? Was it Donald Duck? I think it's Donald Duck, where they had very racist depictions of Japanese people. Because that was okay back then?
Racist in cartoons in the 60s and 70s?
Yeah.
Sambo? Really? What?
They have some banned cartoons, but if they're on YouTube, so look them up if you're interested.
I mean, if you look at Disney now, and you think of it in a sexual manner, I'm like, what the fuck? But even like Nickelodeon, SpongeBob SquarePants?
Yeah.
You know anything about that?
I know of it.
So, back in the 90s, my kid this was before school and stuff. SpongeBob or Squiggly said, see you next Tuesday. And at this point, I didn't know what that meant.
Okay.
Again, 90s. What was the 90s?
Does it mean see you next Tuesday?
You know what that means?
See you next Tuesday. I don't.
So, C as in, you were the letter C.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Interesting. Now, was that on purpose? Are you sure that was on purpose?
How can it not be?
I don't know.
See you next Monday, see you next Wednesday, see you next Thursday,
I
Friday,
remember
Saturday.
watching Ren and Stimpy when I was young, and that show was fucked up. Holy shit, man. Yeah,
cartoons follow a whole different world, and I love it. Here's the other one I picked. I picked this meme. Well, it's not a meme. It's just a news article. The only reason I posted this was the husband's response.
Oh,
did you bother reading this?
Yeah, I saw.
So there was a family, I believe, in Texas.
Now, is this real? Was this confirmed? Or just a meme?
I don't know. And I don't care because it made me laugh. And if it is fake or if it is real, no one's life is changing any other way except theirs if it is real. So basically in Texas, a gunman broke in, holding a family hostage. And the wife says, well, I decided to give the guy a blowjob to distract him so my husband could knock him on the noggin. And that's what they did. Sure. Again, fake or real, don't care. It's funny. So... But wait, there was another point where she said she goes, while I was doing it, I found out he definitely wasn't a Minuteman. But then, and so it was an article just talking about that. And then the response was Jennifer's husband, Raymond, only had one thing to say about the ordeal. She's never given me head like that, but we will be talking about it later. For now, I'm just glad our children are safe. So, if it's a real story, awesome, Jennifer. Great job protecting your family. If it's fake, whoever made it up, comedy genius. Better than Biden, because I was fucking bullshit. Biden's not a genius in any way, shape, or form. He's just a fucking stooge. And then we know Trump turned on the water. Was that last week or this week?
That was last week, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how it got to the top. Massive.
Yeah, I posted that one.
Yeah, you did.
That's really cool.
Yeah. What else do I want to talk about? Bernie Sanders. On our X account, it was Bernie Sanders getting embarrassed by RFK Jr. Fuck. My school trained me so well. JFK. And I'm like, JFK. I wake up screaming at night, JFK. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know. So, but RFK did say, he goes, a year ago, you guys were all my friends.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing to me now. Oh, shit. Did you see his running mate?
Nicole something?
Yeah. She came out fucking swinging a baseball bat. She's just like, hey, I've personally given a bunch of people money to run for the Senate, and these are the names. Boom, 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 boom. If you ever want to see this again, you will support RFK. What? He has to be nice?
Wow.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. Let's get this.
That's crazy.
Trump needs to pick her up as well. Because his press secretary, man, she's like 28 years old.
Yeah, she's doing a good job.
And she's just fucking killing it up there.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't bring this one up. Lyft is being sued. Did you see that one?
Okay, bullshit. What the fuck? No, I tried posting a meme on this. X would not let me.
Really?
Dude, okay, I mean, seriously, when this fat girl who can't fit in the backseat of a car wants to sue Lyft, that's what memes are made for.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's any definition of what memes are made for, this is it. So what I did was I went and found, I initially started looking for the picture of fat Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Because he gained weight to work at home.
Yeah.
And they had to extract him from his house.
Yeah.
And they had him on the back of a tow truck while they were hosing it. I could not find that image. So
I can find that.
Oh, good luck.
I know exactly where it is.
Go find it. The next image that comes to mind is the pickup truck towing the fat lady on a scooter. So I take that picture, and it may be because I went, hashtag Lyft. Maybe they haven't. I don't know if.
Oh, don't put hashtags on our X account.
Oh,
that's what gets a shadow banned.
Oh, I thought you were calling the person out though, so they would see it.
Dude, okay, Elon has a fucking hard on against hashtags because I put a few last week. And then I noticed our engagement just dropped off a fucking cliff. Okay. And I'm like, dude, it was one fucking post, and I was doing the uncage your brain.
I'm done. I won't do anymore.
Just don't do any hashtags.
So what I put is this. So there's a pickup truck towing a fat lady on a scooter behind the truck, and I put hashtag Lyft, avoid the lawsuit, do the right thing, start Lyft XXL. And I put that mimicked. Have you found that picture yet?
I can't do it within.
It's not here.
No, it's
Dude,
available.
I searched everything. I went to the episode. I got.
Dude, there's a website that has literally every single frame of the first 18 seasons.
That I didn't know, but I bet it's removed.
I would just have to go and find the episode and then hunt it down.
All right, the next Monero challenge.
No.
Don't listen to me.
But she's going to win her lawsuit.
She's going to win.
She's going to win.
How do you figure?
Because in Michigan, where this happened, they actually have weight as a protected class.
Yeah, but Trump. But okay, let's walk down that road. So with this accident last night, it's horrific. But Trump called out the FAA for DI hiring.
Right.
And people are bringing up what they were looking for. They said if you're visually impaired, you can apply.
Oh, nice.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm visually impaired. I have glasses.
No, but I mean, the list of shit, I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, but wait, sorry. This picture here, you see this? That's what the radar people look at.
Yeah.
I thought it was fake. So it's that picture there. I don't know if you can see it. Look at it, it's on our X account. Tell me that doesn't look like a poorly drawn stick figure with a baseball bat about ready to fucking hit one of those planes or helicopters. That's what I thought it was. I thought somebody did that and they were gonna pump the helicopter right out of there. And I'm like, well, shit, they didn't do that. Why do they draw this stick figure for? That's what they look at. So let me phrase it a different way. When you're flying in an airplane, you're coming into any airport, and this is what the fuck they're looking at to keep you from dying? Seriously.
I don't know.
But, okay, let's do a quick talk about the crash last night.
Okay.
I'm just going to say sometimes accidents are accidents, which is weird, because I typically go conspiracy route. I'm trying to ignore a lot of that stuff.
Here's your phone.
No, that's on the couch.
No, but that's from the same episode.
No, I found other pictures of the episode where he's on the scale, when he was eating donuts.
I guarantee you it'll be in here.
When he was climbing the hill to
like all you gotta do is click on one and then... Dude, shut up!
I need to see...
All you gotta do is click on the fucking frame and then scroll through the episode.
Fine. I'm telling you, it's not there.
I'm telling you it is.
Okay, that's fine. So,
keep talking.
You distracted me. So, they really need to upgrade their monitors. Yes, they've already admitted, the FAA, there was staff shortages in the control tower. Who's the new guy for the military?
Hexeth.
Yeah, that guy said, okay, so the ceiling for a helicopter flying through that area is 300 feet.
Okay.
The helicopter's at 450 feet.
Okay.
I'm trying not to be a conspiracy theorist.
Somebody also said that their beacons were turned off.
Yeah, but I heard that too. But it's right. I mean, but that's the thing. It's right here.
Yeah, I don't know.
So the Pat 25 is the helicopter.
Okay.
Because Pat 25 is a it's the code for the people that deliver the VIPs.
Okay.
So it had to be turned on, and then the CA, the crash avoidance sensors started going off. I would think a Black Hawk could avoid missiles being shot at it.
Right.
Missiles move faster than big ass planes.
Right.
Could've just...
Now who was piloting the plane? Or not the plane, the helicopter.
Okay, well, it's funny you brought that up. They have said it was a pilot who's been flying since 2019.
Oh, did he die?
Yeah, no one survived this.
Okay.
More than likely, no one survived the trip to the ground.
Okay.
I don't know how to word that any other way.
Right.
They probably all died instantly. Whatever. But they're now coming out with, they have technology, and they've bragged about this technology, that they can do remote flying of a helicopter. I am not saying that. No, they've actually done videos of it.
Okay.
So they can turn helicopters into kind of like a drone.
Right.
I'm not saying that's what happened. I don't know. I really I'm just watching the news, and I'm not making any conclusions right now. I'm just gonna say accidents happen, and it's a shame when they do. Because this is disgusting. This is horrible.
Doesn't seem like an accident.
Oh shit! So you're more on the conspiracy side.
I mean, how do you accidentally there's a video. Someone caught it on video, right?
Oh, the dash cam.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't know what it was, but it was a video.
Yeah.
And like you see the plane, I think it's coming towards them, so it looks like it's not moving, right? And it's just hovering along. And then you see the helicopter on the left, and it's just like beelining right for it.
Never broke the light of the plane. So
we're like, how is that an accident? Well, like, what are you flying at?
So there's two videos that I think
you can't not see the fucking plane.
Well, no, okay. So there's a defense to that, but I'll give that. So there are two videos that are out there. One is from a security camera off one of the government buildings, and the other one is a guy driving to the airport. His dash cam. I mean, he literally caught it.
Okay.
Now it was a family in the car. At this point, I'm really thinking the guy driving why the fuck was I playing music for my children? Because it was like a really like child song and a happy song, and then the plane blows up. It's just poor timing, you know. But so apparently the Blackhawks helicopters are made to look at the ground.
Okay.
So they're designed to watch because they're helicopters. They're looking for places to land, people to shoot, people to kill, and.
Why would the pilot be doing that, though?
But he made... Okay, so the plane was coming in, was descending to land.
Okay.
And they were short one person, because there's supposed to be 4 people on there. There were only 3. And they acknowledged seeing a plane, but they think it was a plane that was taken off, not the plane that was landing.
Yeah, Blackhawk has a pretty damn big fucking field of view.
Is that the Blackhawk?
Yeah, well...
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid conspiracy in this one right now, so don't show me shit like that. My conspiracy brain's just going to spiral out of control.
I don't see why you would not have vision in front of you to see a fucking plane that you're going right at. It just doesn't make any sense.
I'm going to let this play out. I don't like doing my conspiracy stuff when death is involved.
I mean...
Well, no, I mean...
when else are you going to do
it? I know people that had family members and friends that died in 9/11. Oh. So I avoided my 9/11 conspiracies because I don't want to, because I'm very passionate and very loud and very obnoxious. I don't want to be getting into the rant where it was Israel, Jewish people controlling the plane with remote.
Wouldn't you think those people would want to know the reality of what happened?
Is what I say really reality, though?
Most of the time, no. But
if anybody believes in anything that I say...
You're like Alex Jones, right? You say 90% of the time you say the dumbest shit ever. Okay. But then that 10%, you're like, holy fuck, this guy's got everything.
So let's go to Alex Jones things. Do you really think that I'm like Alex Jones?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Because you have the mannerisms first of all.
Okay.
The loud, boisterous. That's part of that. But it's the same like you have these weird out there goofy things all the time, but then you occasionally just stumble on something that's amazing.
So does he laugh and joke the whole time during his show?
I don't watch his show.
Anybody who takes me, I mean, it's not that I don't say serious stuff. I try to take serious instances and make fun of them. That's what I'm trying to do. And if I catch something that seems a little weird, like the DNC pipe bomber,
but he can say the same thing.
But he doesn't. I don't.
You don't know how he talks to his friends?
No, because he plays a character, and he is like full-blown conspiracy guy. Like the aliens are watching us, and he has a right to exist in this space. He does. Everyone does. But it's my demeanor versus his demeanor. Mine's more like happy and joyful and like.
I don't think a lot of
people. You want to compare me to a millionaire that got sued and lost all his money? Go right ahead. I'm pretty sure I'm going. Well, I'll never make the millionaire.
Billionaire with a B, sir.
Was he a B?
He was.
Really?
Well, he owed $1 billion to the people the Sandy Hook people.
All right, so. Changing my fucking... All right, guys. They're coming after us, man. They're all here. They're watching us. Those drones, they were not FAA approved. They were spying on us, man. They were watching every move you make. Be careful. Get your protective equipment. I mean, should I do that so I become a billionaire?
Maybe.
I can do that.
Maybe. Start saying that.
No, but the one dude that in our group, the community, Alex Jones, I go, come on the show and fucking let's have this out. That chair sat empty. Weird.
Yeah,
no, that's fine. I mean, I don't care.
Let's not get into that.
I'm just having fun.
How much time are we at here?
We are at 46 minutes, so we got to wrap this up.
Okay, so
quickly.
we're not gonna be able to get to the birthright citizenship talk today. We'll probably do that next week if we can.
You thought we were gonna get to
well, you know, I do want to cover it because it's important. Like
Dave plans and I fuck it up.
Yeah. But today we do have a special guest for you guys. It's Frank Trezza from he's a pen tester and security researcher. So we have a 40-minute interview with him, and
looking forward to it.
Let's roll that.
Yeah, no, I'm like, my brain is just fluttering with questions for him. So let's go see what happens. All right.
Check.
And we are doing an interview with
Frank Trezza.
Frank Trezza. Can I say what he does, or is this we don't want the FBI knowing?
Why don't we let him do that?
All right. Why don't you tell us what you do?
So I'm a senior security engineer and a penetration tester.
Okay.
I'm sure you'd like an explanation of what the hell those things are, though, right?
Well, I just don't know if you're in porn or not. It sounds like you.
Am I in porn? No porn.
Tester, I thought maybe you tested the girls before. I try to be the funny one. Sorry.
Hey, no. I fuck like a porn star, so I get how you misunderstood. It's all good. So no, I'm a penetration tester. I get the dirty and intonation. I think they kind of did that intentionally when they came up with that career choice. But the gist of it is, I penetrate companies. I test them. So penetration tester. And the way that I do that is emulating an adversary, a bad actor. So I'm like doing the same stuff your average bad guy is going to do, but within limits. So that's my scope, right?
Okay.
That's the difference between what I do and what these guys who are red teamers do. Red teamers have a lot less scope. They get to actually do the dirty tricks. They don't have the training wheels on, so to speak. They get to really go hard. Whereas I go hard within what they agree to. I don't get to do true red team emulation. I get to do like 80% of that, and then I'll stop because they don't want me to actually cause service interruption or maybe deploy ransomware, right? Whereas, you really want to go hard. Your red teamers are going to be like long-term engagements, embedding themselves into a company, actually trying to see what they can do that would cause financial harm, like getting up to that point and then not causing the harm. So it's just a little bit different, but they're very similar, and a term a lot of people kind of mix up. So
okay. So again, I'm not a computer guy. Anybody who listens to this show knows I'm not. But so if I ask some weird questions, understand that I don't know what I'm talking about. So are you considered like a white hacker or a gray hacker or neither one?
Well, I'm a purple hacker. So I don't know.
Is that a libertarian thing?
Yeah. So the whole white hat versus black hat thing is more a media term than like anything else. With amongst ourselves, we might jokingly refer to somebody as a black hat to mean like, oh, they're a bad guy hacker, or a white hat like, oh, they're a goody two shoes hacker. But in reality, it's more like I'm an ethical hacker, right? So
okay, fair enough.
I don't do things to hurt people. I don't take people's information. I always get consent first, kind of like the difference between a guy who goes to a bar and picks up a chick and takes her home and she says, no, I stop. Like, I have consent, right? I keep penetrating with my testing here, is what I'm saying.
Okay. So I've been kind of trying to do some research on this. So we got penetration hacker, and what was the other one? Infiltration.
Yes.
So do you do infiltration hacking too, or just penetration hacking?
I do a little bit of both. So I think what you're referring to is what's called FISEC, right? Physical security testing.
Yeah.
That's the guys who will break into a building, get in, prove that it can be done, like a high security place. I do a little bit of that. I only get like 1 or 2 FISEC engagements a year, really. We got guys in my industry who that's all they do. Like Jason Street gives really great talks. That dude once got paid to rob a bank, essentially, but not for money. He got paid to steal one of their computers, right?
Okay.
So they drop this dude off in a country that's in South America in front of a bank. They tell him that's the bank you're gonna rob, and he goes in and he's wearing like a typical shirt that you'd expect an IT worker to be wearing with a Microsoft badge. Walks behind the counter nonchalantly, and then somebody's like, "Hey, are you IT?" And he goes, "Yeah." And my computer's acting really slow. And since he's good at what he does, he adopted a pretext being like the story you're going with as far as why you're there, that he's a computer guy. And if you're going to adopt a pretext, you have to know what the heck you're doing.
Yeah.
So you don't pick one when it's something you don't know how to do. So he actually helped the lady fix her computer. But his goal is also to walk out with one of those computers. So when he's done, he says, anybody else having problems while I'm here? And there's like, well, that person's been complaining about the computer all week, but they just kind of went out. He goes, well, I can bring that back to the shop with me. So he just walks over, disconnects the cables, grabs the computer, walks out. The guys who dropped them off come running at him. We were trying to raise you. Hey, you went into the wrong bank.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah, and then he had to essentially convince the dudes at the bank, like, hey, I do this for a living, and I have a signed letter of authorization, like my get out of jail free card. Just they told me the door to the left goes to one bank and the door to the right goes to another, and I made a mistake. And he was like a bit of mostly honest, but also like still employing some social engineering techniques. They were so impressed that he was able to do what he did that they hired his company, and now he does both those banks every year. So,
very nice.
This way it doesn't matter which door he goes through, he's still fine.
So I mean,
like when you come to a fork in the road, you take it.
Yeah. So this is a weird question. Are you registered with the government, or how do they know you're doing stuff legally to test it if they somehow? And I don't know if they can find you, but or if you go to if you hack the wrong company, you're like, no, I was trying to hack this company, so you don't get arrested. Is that a concern?
It is. I mean, doing the FISEC stuff. I mean, the other stuff's a lot easier because, well, not necessarily easier, different skill set, different risk model. So if I'm doing a physical engagement, I got to make sure my bases are covered. I got to be working with a company that's got obviously the insurance that's needed for this kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I cut out there. Am I still there?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I got to have the insurance. I have to have a signed letter of authorization from the person who's in charge at the company, whether that being a CEO or a CSO. And also that letter is going to have their phone number and backup phone numbers. So if shit hits the fan, there's somebody they can call who can verify I am who I say I am, and I am authorized to be doing what I'm doing. And we kind of jokingly refer to our SOWs as the get out of jail free card. But I mean, it has helped people. We've had penetration testers who were actually doing a courthouse a couple of months back, and they were told they were going to stay on the first floor. But one of the two of them on that team did not read that letter very carefully and tried to go to the second floor, and their asses got arrested when the alarm went off. And that was a whole mess to freaking get them out of. But luckily, they did eventually get out of it, but they spent a few days in jail as a result of a very angry sheriff who wasn't informed this was going on, and a little bit ego as well, I'd say. So.
That's the thing with cops.
Yeah, ego, definitely. You want me to keep going, or you got anything you want?
No, yeah, go ahead.
So this is more of okay, so I have a question. This may or may not be in your wheelhouse, but we're like with the TikTok ban or the potential TikTok ban. They're like, oh, we don't want China having this information from us, and they're getting it. But yet our government has allowed China to infiltrate all of our systems and networks. So is that something that you have an opinion on or not? I guess I'm kind of throwing stuff out here. And he's frozen.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a pretty strong thing I'm privy to. Well, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
You guys were frozen for a split second, but the audio was fine. But anyway, TikTok ban, right?
Yeah.
TikTok ban? Excellent. Shitty hotel Wi-Fi. Sorry.
Nice.
We're all frozen again. We'll get there. We'll work it all out. So.
My opinion on that.
Yeah, we're not hearing anything right now for you.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
Right. You know.
We're back. Yeah. We're willing to work through it if you are. Yeah. We're willing to work through it if you are. We're fine. We understand.
All right. I nuked video So can you hear me a bit better? It
Yeah.
should have a bit more bandwidth.
That might help.
All right. So uh, I think we're good down. So it's like I'm not seeing any pauses. So
Yeah.
those damn Chinese people are mad about TikTok. They're screwing my internet, I guess. But no, the gist of it is that when it comes to the TikTok ban, I'm privy to a bit more information than the general public, and some of it is not stuff I'm technically allowed to share.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you what I am allowed to share is there's a lot more to it than just the automated influence operations on our population that's going on there. There are actual concerns about theft of data from companies as a result of utilization of that app on
Right.
people's phones when connected to corporate networks. So I can't go deeper than that with that specific question just because of what I've read. I can't disclose if you know what I mean, like TLP read.
Yeah. No, but I was kind of referring to
Like
also.
protocol.
But I was also referring to that China is in a lot of our infrastructural and a lot of their government's networks, and they're like, oh, you can't do TikTok, but yet the Chinas are just running amok in our power companies and our power, all this stuff, and they're blaming us because we have a TikTok. Well, I don't have a TikTok app, but they're blaming people that have the TikTok app for giving information to China, but our government's the one that's allowing them into theirs.
So it's a great question, and there's a lot to it. So there's a bunch of shitty, cheap Chinese devices with backdoors in our critical infrastructure. A lot of that started with like these IP cameras a few years ago, made by a company, um, Hikvision, right? Essentially, they flooded the market with these really cheap devices that were backdoored, knowing that they'd undercut the competition and kind of get an edge there. And those got put on government networks and used as pivots. And they got put on a list that says if you're a government contractor, you work in a government building, yada yada yada, you can't use these devices. And then a lot of other devices that are backdoored, like the company Huawei that makes the cell phones that are not allowed to use here anymore. That's besides backdooring the cheap ass cell phones we give the poor people, like the Obama phone kind of stuff. They also backdoored like switches and routers that are in critical infrastructure and things that like bridge big networks together at data points. So like really good place where multiple networks are converging if you are using a device made by a Chinese company is not a great place to have said device, right? So they've been accused of things like having backdoors in hardware, and there's been evidence that there actually are these backdoors, and we've now seen also botnets that are just intentionally badly secured routers that are made from China that might not be intentional backdoors, just that the security on them is so horrible that they got compromised and are now parts of botnets that are being used to attack infrastructure with like denial of service attacks.
Huh. So with the backdoor thing being an issue, is there an electronics manufacturer for phones or laptops that are better than the others that China doesn't have their fingerprints on?
Yeah, there's a few. The U.S. is working on a list of actually having like a little certification program, kind of like the Energy Star program type shit that's being headed up by one of those labs that generally does energy efficiency testing, which is probably not the best company to be doing that, but at least they're trying to put together like a stamp of approval saying this device seems to be backdoor free before they sell it now. And that's going to be rolling out, I think, later this year. But the general gist of it is like, if you really want to be 100% sure there's no backdoors in your hardware and software, that's something that's going to require some research and making sure you buy the right things and then you control the firmware too. Like when I say on the road, if I need to have a router with me, like a travel router, I get one that I can put my own firmware on, like a OpenWRT device, or something that can run a pfSense for firewall, like open source firmware, where people have looked over the code, made sure that it is bug and backdoor free. Still could have bugs, but in general, at least the open source community looked at it and agreed no backdoors here, and I put that on my device.
Yeah, we covered that on an episode a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
we did our open RWT and Fresh Tomato.
Yeah, Tomato, OpenWRT, DDWRT. Those are three great projects to do open source router replacements for firmware.
Yeah, because China or Asia, I guess in general, has been stealing our intellectual property since like the 60s. And obviously it wasn't computers back then, but now they've gone into computers. So I don't know. I'm against having certain stuff made overseas that is critical to our infrastructure. So, do you
But
view?
there's also risk from American companies.
Yeah,
So
I don't trust
it's
them
who
either.
you'd like to steal your data today. Like, if something's free, as you guys probably know, you're the product.
With the
So
product. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm literally a flip phone guy up until like 2 years ago when I was forced to get a smartphone for work. I don't do, I don't, yeah, my Wi-Fi is off all the time. I don't go to social media on my phones. Yeah, I do my best to at least not be listened to by Facebook, X, China. Who the hell knows? Putin might be listening to my phone, as far as I know. So with China being the government, our government is selling to us that China is in our power grid and all this stuff. Is it true that they can actually be in there, or is this a scare tactic from our government, or is that something you can talk about?
uh like I can talk about it. I just can't say everything I know about it.
No,
So
I appreciate
there are
that.
use cases where that China has infiltrated, not just China, mind you, Russia, other nation states, these APTs, which are usually nation state actors for a large majority of these advanced persistent threats, they call them. Like either they're financially motivated and really good at working together, or they're state sponsored, and a lot of the time there's crossover. So one of the one that's in the news a lot lately are the Typhoon groups. These are Chinese based. You have Volt Typhoon, Salt Typhoon. These two groups are nation state actors, right? And they have definitely infiltrated our telecom systems. For an example, like they got in and they have the ability to see what's called a system called Signaling System 7, which is what lets people let a phone company, if like you're running a cell phone provider, connect your internet-based IP telephony stuff to the old school POTS like telephone network. It's like that
Oh,
bridge in the middle, and it kind of like can be used, for instance, if you're getting a text message to not then forward that message to the intended recipient, but let you see it. There's all sorts of evil tricks that they can do, especially if you don't say you don't put the area code for all the numbers in your phone. There's ways that they can screw with you as a result of that. If you don't have like the say 1516 for calling Nassau County in your phone, and you just have like five, your whole phone number, right? So if you don't, there's just different stupid tricks they can pull as a result of the access they've got. So they don't need to SIM swap if they want to steal somebody's SMS code, which is a big thing. While the government said people should be using responsibly managed encryption, and then they gave a list of what they considered responsibly managed. Now, my issue with their list is what they say is responsibly managed means that that's something they themselves have a key to. So if it's responsibly managed, meaning you have the key to see my messages as the government, that's also something I'm not really comfortable with. It's like, look, I want to message my friend about something. I don't need anybody listening. It's not that I'm doing anything bad, but I don't need to meet your burden of proof that if I'm not doing anything wrong, I don't need to worry. I think that's bullshit. I should have an expectation of privacy when I'm talking to people
right.
online, just like if I'm in a room, I don't need to be in a freaking government skiff to say something to somebody.
Yeah. So that being said, like like all my laptops, I've got VPNs on them, and I use them frequently. Is there a VPN for cell phones, or should there be?
Oh, there is.
Oh, there is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There's tons of them. You're gonna drain your battery a bit fast, but like VPNs are great to start. I don't really like a lot of the ones you'll see your typical YouTubers like hawk on a podcast. They're like, "This brought to you by NordVPN or private internet access," and it's like, okay, and then they get a 30% kickback when somebody signs up, but a lot of them are snake oil in terms that they're not set up really all that secure themselves, and they log user data, man. And if the government asks for it, they just give it to them. So you're not really getting that expectation of privacy you're looking for when you sign up for these services. If you want to like use a VPN securely, learn how to like set up one yourself. And like there's a lot of different better ways to do it. And also a lot of the times these things are going to have what's called a DNS leak. So even though your actual traffic going on port 443 is like encrypted, when you're looking up what website you're going to go to, it's still going to your ISP's DNS. So you're still like leaking that same data that you're trying to hide.
That's
It'll
literally
force
what we
you.
talked about last episode.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
I blame that on Dave and I being in a lot of the same groups and reading a lot of the same news.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Let's get into the juicy bits. So tell us the dirty tricks that you use in your work.
Sure. So if I'm going to be social engineering, that's a whole school of things, essentially. I'm going to be using psychological manipulation techniques to achieve my end goal. I'm going to get somebody to do something that might not be in their best interest, whether that's convincing a secretary to put something in their thumb drive that's going to infect the network, or sneaking into a data center by calling ahead of time, knowing a contact at the company who can authorize people to go into the data center, and then being like, hey, I got this guy, Frank Trezza, Trezza, DR, and I got to add him to the list. People who've authorized, and they're going to look at the number that's calling them, and it's going to have the actual name of the contact. Because one of my dirty tricks is faking the caller ID that I'm calling from. So, in that regards, I call up, I get myself added to the list, and then I just show up with my ID and walk in, and I've already met my objective at that point, and then go to the cage, and if I need to now, as Dave is now familiar with Conboot, if I need to get into a system and they haven't done a good job of actually encrypting it, like putting BitLocker on a Windows box, which a lot of companies should be doing but don't. I can literally just shove a thumb drive into the cage, assuming now I can get into a locked cage. And my trick for getting into the locked cage is usually key reuse, because all these little like Dell boxes, a lot of the time they're going to have the same key. So they like be like 10 of them locked, and one guy just left the key in, just grab the key and like go to the other cage, open it. Not necessarily super hard. And sometimes a lot of the data centers have hands on deck, so they have the ability to go to your cage anyway and open it for you. So I've yet to use that too. Like they actually did secure it well and had different locks on different things. And I'm like, oh man, I forgot my keys back at the office. You just open it up for me, and then open it for me, and I stick the Conboot thumb drive in since I don't actually have a login. Reproduce. That's not a word. Reboot a induction server.
Don't worry about it.
I reproduce a production server in the middle of the day when it's not supposed to go down, so that when it comes back up, I can bypass the Windows login screen and then have proof that I've been there. And I'll leave like a little text file on the desktop, like of the administrator account, like you've been pwned, just as proof that I was there, and then like leave. Sometimes they'll be like, I want you to get something off of it. But I'm always very careful when they say that, and double check the SOW to make sure that we're not getting scammed by some company who wants us to hack a competitor or something. But yeah, I got a lot of dirty tricks. I can't tell all of you my freaking tricks, but there's stupid bypass tricks with physical security testing. If you don't have time to be picking a lock, common weaknesses in locks, that can be exploited by things like bump keys. Anybody who's gone to like a tool workshop knows about a lot of these things. And they're great. Open organizational lock pickers, give them a shout out. And Deviant over at Red Team Alliance, really great at explaining how these things work. And I'll defer to them in that subject area because that's their wheelhouse. But also flippers are great. I've never used one on a actual engagement, right? But they're fun to play with outside of that for awareness of things. Loading key cards, for instance, when you need to.
So the electronic locks that are out there now, are you finding those easy to hack as well, or is that something that's a little tougher?
So there's this chick in our industry named Leslie Carhart, Hacks for Pancakes, who's done a lot of research into this area. When her apartment complex was going to mandate that she use an electronic lock and replace her traditional key and lock system, that kind of set her off on, well, I work in the security industry and I know that's not secure, so I don't want that. And they're like, well, you can't live here if you don't go with our locks. He's like, would you agree to live in a house that has no lock on the front door? I mean, it's bad enough locks are really just delay mechanisms anyway, but now you're going to toss all the vulnerabilities of the internet of shit into a lock. And a lot of these are not well secured or designed in the first place, where if you're on the same network, there's ways to essentially open the damn lock. And a lot of people aren't securing their Wi-Fi all that well anyway. So, I mean, there's a lot of different attack vectors when they come to these locks. The hotel ones that were very popular a couple of years ago all had a barrel jack, and essentially it was a little device you can make with an ESP32, like a little microcontroller, where you wire those wires to the GPIO pins on this thing, and it would emulate the device code from the manufacturer that they give to the people who install these locks. So essentially, you could reset the lock on the fly and open a hotel room door just by sticking something into a barrel jack and waiting 3 seconds.
Wow.
So, like, also some are designed to fail open in an emergency instead of fail closed, which obviously they should be in case of fire and stuff. So, I mean, if you really need to get into a target's room, some places maybe pulling a fire alarm might unlock all the doors, for instance. So.
Well, technically, by fire code, they could fail closed from the hallway into the hotel room, but the hotel room out, they can't. So, yeah.
Oh.
So if they're programming them to fail open to ingress, then they is what they're doing.
It's egress easier only to them, I guess.
Well, but in a fire situation, it's egress only. You're not running.
They don't care. No, but they don't care.
No, I know, but
they're just going to do whatever's easiest to them.
Yeah. But that's
hotel safes are not safe also, if you ever wondered that. I mean, 90% of those, you can just pull down the guide from the manufacturer itself, and it'll show you how to open the damn thing if you don't have the code. So
it's all a facade. Nothing's secure here in this world nowadays. Yeah, because even now they're coming out with if you got a car with the push button start, they're like, oh yeah, your car is compromised to be stolen now. Because you can just wait till they push the button and you can capture the.
Yeah, you clone it.
Yeah, you clone it and then you're in the car.
Yeah, they have a lot of those are actually relay. So like so the way it works is you capture the signal of a key before it gets to the car, and you block that signal from reaching the car, and then right, so now you're the one with the valid key. And a lot of times doing this can also break the valid key because it's a rolling code and now they're not going to match. So you can use that. And a lot of people have been experimenting with like the flipper with the origins of the firmware that let you do this have essentially broken their own ability to get both into their cars and parking garages from their own device and had to go get them reset because they're using rolling codes.
I have that planned.
Yeah. I was just showing Dave that I was actually, while we were talking, I was Googling Flipper because I had heard, again, I'm not a tech guy, but I had heard that that's what gets people gets to pass a lot of electronic locks.
Yeah, so I do have an episode planned for the Flipper Zero, but I wanted to actually get one and play around with it first.
Okay.
And so Frank knows people here in Vegas. They run a vending machine that will take cash that has Flipper Zeros and other things.
Really?
But I've had trouble accessing it. So, but yeah, if you want,
I blame Drew. Apparently, they're moving locations, so the vending machine is temporarily inaccessible now. If you had gone the first time we talked, you would have been able to get in if you had like hit the button at the door and like waited a minute for them to answer. They would have buzzed you in to use it. But you know Drew Redshift Porter. He's in a lot of the same groups as you and me there, Dave. He can help you get one if you want to buy one in cash instead of buying it off the websites.
But do you know of any other place besides Vegas to do that? Because I know a lot of our fans would like to probably get one of those, but not have their names tied to it.
In terms of in real life locations, I think that's the only one I've ever come across.
Okay.
Maybe in terms of your local hacker space, if you've got one or a DC7, a DEF CON meetup group, there might be somebody willing to sell you one.
I think I've seen them on XMR Bazaar as well. So if you want to buy them with Monero, obviously you're giving away your address and address to the seller. But
use a drop. Learn how to use drops.
We've discussed that on the show.
Oh yeah, Dave went in depth with like fake fingers you put on with fake fingerprints, and we got all into that. It was kind of cool, actually.
I love how Dave dresses like how people think I should look.
That was kind of the point. Yeah, this is not how I normally dress. For those of you that know me.
You're my stereotype, Dave. I love it.
Yeah. So anything else you wanted to bring up?
Hack the planet.
There you go.
Yeah, we're on a free version of Zoom, and we've got 8.5 minutes left. So before they cut us off, and we have to restart it if you want to. But I'm trying to think what else I've got.
Yeah, I kind of want to just let Frank do his thing.
Yeah, if you want to talk about anything, or you want to advertise anything,
Sure. I'll shamelessly plug my company.
Oh, please
So
do.
I have a penetration testing company called Steel Trezza, Steele. With the E at the end, not just like the way steel is spelled. And then my last name, which is also hard to spell. So we're shortening that to STA in the future. But right now it's steeltrezza.com. And we do penetration testing, secure architecture design, a lot of the things you'd think a hacker would be good at, we do. And that's my shameless plug there. And I have a
Oh,
podcast, which Counter Surveil podcasts on Mondays, which Dave, you're always welcome to hop on, man. And we have guests occasionally, and we shoot the shit every Monday, kind of like you would do at a bar with a bunch of hackers at DEF CON. So it's fairly informal. We talk a little bit about what goes on each week in terms of information security, and we waste a lot of time just going off topic and having conversations about things that interest us. So feel free to tune into that. It's on the Iron Geek YouTube channel. Adrian Crenshaw being a good friend of mine who I used to do recording of security conferences with and run a podcast with. And now we do our podcast on his channel every Monday.
oh, nice.
That's at 7 o'clock Eastern. So feel free to check that out if you're a person who is interested in the topic that Counter Surveil podcast.
Cool. Yeah, send me those links over Signal so I can get them on our episode page. And then
sure. Countersurveil.net is our website there, and I'll shoot you the links on Signal.
Cool.
So are you self-taught or did you get a formal education?
I'm a weird hybrid, man. My older brother Richard taught me a lot when I was little, and I taught myself a lot when I was older. And a lot of it was the need to get online in an age when it was very expensive to get online, and needing to learn how to trick AOL into letting me online with knowing that they don't sell you verifying credit card till the end of the month. And
I remember doing that.
Snowballed from there.
Oh, so that's great. Is there any advice you can give?
So Dave, you got any prefixes, man? Any advice? Yeah.
Well, people like me, I'm not a strong electronics. I mean, I know enough, but I don't want to. I'm more of a prepper, and I'm more of a. I won't upload the QR codes. I won't touch those damn things. So that's my personality. So anything for advice for somebody like me?
Two-factor. Enable multi-factor for everything that supports it. Right? Okay. MFA authentication. Use. I hate recommending this one, but it's easiest for people. Google is a decent two-factor for a lot of things. If you're an average user and don't know how to set up a self-hosted version of this, having a password manager is also really good. So right now I'm using Bitwarden myself, so I'll recommend them because they have a free version that you can use on both your cell phone and your computer. But there are more secure self-hosted alternatives to that as well. In general, keep your things secure. Don't reuse passwords. Don't give out more information than you need to. Be cognizant of your surroundings and have an idea of what's going on when you're in public to not get taken advantage of. These are all kind of things that I'm sure your audience is already pretty familiar with based on the few casts that I have seen of you guys. So, but in general, like the biggest one thing that most people do that's stupid is using variations on the same password everywhere. Don't do that. And then when your stuff is leaked in a data breach and I go to look for your password, I won't be able, I'm being the royal we here, won't be able to use the password you used before to get into your current shit, or try permutations of that to get in. And if you're MFAing everything, it's more than just getting a password anyway. And don't use SMS as second factor for anything. As my friend Lucky has been screaming from the hilltop since 2017, or probably sooner, SMS is not secure. Even before China popped it, it wasn't secure. It wasn't secure because we let vendors take over a cell phone number to send SMS messages that get responses to it, and a lot of them don't check you even own that number. So like SMS has never been safe, so don't use it as your second factor because it's a really stupid way to get popped. And if you can, use responsibly managed encryption. And I'm only saying responsibly managed in the ironic sense here, in that if you lose your keys and you're not a tech-savvy person, you know how to back them up and have them somewhere, you should use one of the services you can pay for that will hold them for you, and are not going to then just resell that crap. So it's a matter of doing a little bit of research first and picking people and companies you want to work with, and not just going with whoever the YouTube people tell you to go buy this week, who they're getting a kickback from.
Fair enough.
Also, for your average user, VPNs aren't even needed because HTTPS is almost on everything nowadays anyway. If you're just an average Joe going on the internet, the whole also Netflix thing, like, you can watch Netflix in another country, is kind of bullshit because they have a list of the VPN endpoints. It doesn't even work.
Yeah, they
yeah.
Well,
So
I used to travel for work a lot, so I had a VPN where I was in the hotels and coffee shops. That's what I use my VPN for.
Segment your shit too. If you're gonna give your guests in your house access to your Wi-Fi, have a guest Wi-Fi network that's segmented from your other devices. Things like this are fairly good advice in general. It's not too hard on most consumer grade devices nowadays. You set up things called VLANs where your Wi-Fi also has host isolation, so the people on the Wi-Fi can only see out to the internet and not talk to each other on the local network. And turn off UPnP on your own router, and when you need to open a port, do it manually, because UPnP is a really another stupid way people expose things they don't intend to the internet, and then those things get hacked and people get into your network through them.
Oh, that's actually really good advice. We got 2 minutes left. Do you want to?
Cool. Yeah, I think we're good. So yeah, thanks for joining us.
No, I really I love talking to you. It was really good. I like that. I like what you do.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Hope you have a good rest of your day.
I hope you
Same
do
to
too. All right, man. Have a good one.
See ya.
All right. Thanks for listening to Canary in the Cage podcast.
See you guys next week.
We'll see you next week. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for joining us at the Canary in the Cage podcast.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share us to help build the community.
You can find us at Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app, and even on the dark web at I2P.
Thanks for listening, and see you next time.